What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Matt the Scat. And wait, hold on. Hey! Now, before we jump into the video, I just want to promote this video real quick. My top 10 NBA players of 2022. Now that the playoffs are almost coming to an end and we're about to get to the finals, I just think it's the perfect time for y'all to check out that video. So I'm going to drop it in the description. Y'all check that out. I think y'all going to love it. It's a great discussion. And I believe it's so freaking accurate. Like, I think I did a good job. Now, before I give my predictions on Game 7, please allow me to vent and express myself on Game 6. I'm actually devastated as a Celtics fan. I was actually going to make a video prior to the Game 6 yesterday expressing my doubts on why I think we're going to lose. But I was like, you know what? I'm not going to upload that. I'm going to show confidence in my team. I said Celtics in 6 from the beginning. Before the playoffs even started, I predicted the Celtics were going to get to the finals. I said Celtics Suns. Obviously, Luka did the Suns dirty. We ain't got to talk about that. But if one team would lose a Game 6 at home to go to the NBA Finals, it would be us. I knew that. I said it. I said this is going to be one of them games where we just can't hit shots or either have a bunch of turnovers, or it's going to be a game where Jayson Tatum just has a game where he's like 4 for 23. And Tatum did well. I can't lie. Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown played extremely well, especially throughout the first 3 quarters. But then they started getting double teamed because no one else on Boston can make a shot. Marcus Smart, Al Horford, Grant Williams, none of them were a factor for majority of the game. So the Heat were smart. They came out in the second half. They started doubling Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown and forcing other people to beat them, which is why Derek White started going off. And I thought he was gonna carry us. When Derek White started going off, I felt so confident. I was like, okay, we got Derek White going, Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown are efficient. We got this. And then, Lord knows, out of nowhere, Kyle Lowry and Struz, however you say that guy's name, that European dude, start making contested 30-foot jump shots with 2 seconds remaining on the shot clock. I can't believe it. Like, this man Kyle Lowry couldn't buy a jump shot in Game 6, and then this man turns into 2016 Stephen Curry out of nowhere. I'm like, every time I turn around, either him, Victor Oladipo, or Struz was making some wild Hall of Fame difficult shots, a 30-foot jump shot at the end of a shot clock. And Jimmy Butler, we don't even need to talk about Jimmy Butler. I said in my original prediction video, if you go back on my channel, I said he's an MVP caliber player when the postseason arrives. He just raises his game. He raises it on every level, whether it's playmaking, defense. He always going to give you good defense, but especially his offensive playmaking. He's just more aggressive in the playoffs, and he's really a top 10 player, top 7 when he's aggressive. And that's why a lot of people have a problem with Jimmy Butler. They recognize the skill and the dog he has, but he comes out very passive, and it was the winner go home for him, and he came out swinging. That man was throwing balls and everything. This man Jimmy Butler is really like that. But now I gotta talk about what the Celtics didn't do. Jayson Tatum, even though he shot efficient, still had 7 turnovers. Jaylen Brown, those 2 free. That was the momentum shifter in the game. That was the biggest point of where I feel the Celtics lost the game. When it was tied 99-99, Derek White had just finished going off. Jaylen Brown makes an excellent move, drives to the hoop, and gets fouled. And I'm thinking, okay, it's Jaylen Brown. You know what's crazy? I knew he was going to miss one. I promise you, I called it. I said, he's going to miss one. Now, no way in hell did I think he was going to miss 2. I ain't going to lie and cap and say I knew he was going to miss 2. But I knew he would miss 1 because he's been actually very, very inconsistent at the line for the entire playoffs, especially at the last 2 rounds, the Bucks and the Heat. Jaylen Brown at the line has been so like pedestrian, like 70, barely like 80%, I would say. So when he missed those 2 free throws, and then Jimmy Butler came and got an and 1 and went up by 3, and then we went right back down and missed a shot, and they went back down and scored, I was like, all right, I see where this is going. We're about to get Butlered. The Celtics have officially been Butlered. The Butler did it to him. But Jayson Tatum, this is a legacy game for Jayson Tatum. Game 7, my mind is telling me that Jimmy Butler's going to have an amazing game, and the Heat are going to make shots and they're going to win, because the Heat at home are always tough. This is just throughout history. So if I had to put money, I would probably say Heat in 7. So that's my prediction. I'm going to say Heat in 7, but I'm hoping the Celtics win. All right, I'm saying Celtics in 7 just strictly as a fan. But what do I really think is going to happen? I think the Miami Heat are going to come out similar to how they came out in Game 6. I think they're going to make shots. I think Butler's going to have at least 30. And I just think Jimmy Butler and Bam are gonna out-clutch Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown. That's what it usually comes down to. That's what it came down to in the Butler in the bubble. Jayson Tatum is a more talented player than Jimmy Butler. I think we all can agree to that. He has more upside. 6'9" with handle, an elite scorer, and is a two-way player. But there's just something about crunch time where Jimmy Butler, unless he's going up against LeBron, is usually the best player on the court in these type of situations. So I'm going to say I think Jimmy Butler will outplay Jayson Tatum this game. I hope not. But this is a legacy game. I think this game is more impactful for Jayson Tatum than even Jimmy Butler. Even though I know Jimmy Butler hasn't won a ring, I know a ring for Jimmy Butler would probably boost him into the Hall of Fame status immediately. But this is how I feel like it's going to affect Jayson Tatum's career. This is going to be, this Game 7, how Jayson Tatum performs and whether they win or lose, is going to determine people's view on him, the narrative. They're going to start comparing him. They're going to say, if he loses or plays bad and loses, then people are going to say, oh, he's in a Carmelo, Paul George, Klay Thompson category. Like an elite scorer that has potential to be a two-way player, but he can't be the number one option on a championship team. You're more of a number two. That's what I feel like the narrative is going to be if Jayson Tatum loses or plays bad, especially if he plays bad and loses. But I feel like if he wins, he won't be in that Carmelo, PG, and Klay Thompson category. He'll be in the KD, Kawhi, LeBron. And I feel like as a talent, he's closer to the KDs, the Kawhis, and the LeBrons compared to the Kawhis. Compared to the Carmelos, the Clays, and the Paul Georges. I think he's closer to the Kawhis and the KDs. But this series, if he chokes, he's going to be put in that Carmelo category. He's going to be known as an elite scorer who chokes in the biggest moments, all right? So, but not that Carmelo choked in the biggest moments, because that's not entirely true. He just chose money over winning most of his career. But you guys know what I mean. There's levels to it. If Jayson Tatum wins, I believe he ascends to that next level that KD and Kawhi is on. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I feel that it'll affect Jayson Tatum's career. Now, he does have plenty of time. He has more time than Jimmy Butler, so even if he does lose, he can always come back. But I just don't want to hear that narrative. That'll be the narrative if Jayson Tatum plays bad and they lose, or both, especially if it's both. But the Celtics, this is crazy because the Celtics honestly are the better team. Like, if you look at the lineups, he had no business being on the same court as the Celtics, especially with no Tyler Hero playing. Like, Tyler Hero, their best offensive player isn't playing, and it's a tie series. That just shows you the mental stability and strength of the Miami Heat and the immaturity of the Boston Celtics. I've been saying this. It feels like almost like, but the exception for maybe 2 or 3 losses, every loss that we've taken in the postseason, we lost. It was mostly the Celtics beating themselves than the team just outplaying them. Now there have been games where the Celtics have gotten outplayed, but for the majority of the time, I feel like all of those Bucks losses were us just. Besides that one game where Giannis had like 40, we beat ourselves. Either Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown were just ass, or the Celtics couldn't make any jump shots, or we were just having an abundance of turnovers. It was just one of those 3 things, or all of them at the same time. So the Celtics are clearly the better team. We're bigger. We're just as athletic, if not more athletic. We have more two-way players. We're deeper. Tyler Hero hasn't been playing. We have everything in our advantage. We are the better team, but it's just we can't get Butlered. Jimmy Butler and Bam are going to be the reason, man. Especially if Strus and Kyle Lowry making threes. But hopefully the Celtics can do that. The Celtics need to if the Celtics want to win, Jayson Tatum's going to have to match Jimmy Butler's intensity and energy, and he's going to have to take over in the late third and the fourth quarter. You can't back down Jayson Tatum. You're an elite talent. You're a top 10, top 5 talent. You have to match playoff Jimmy Butler's intensity and energy. And be smart. Don't take stupid shots, man. If your jump shot isn't falling, attack the mid-range and attack the paint. Like, you don't always have to take contested threes or contested twos. Jaylen Brown, please get a handle, bro. You have elite moves, but his handle, god damn, man. Jaylen Brown's handle, man. He is like he dribbles into a crowd and like he immediately gets stripped, bro. Please, Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown cannot turn the ball over. They cannot have more than 3 turnovers each. We have to out-rebound them. We have to beat them because we're big. We have Rob Williams, Al Horford, Daniel Tice, or Thies, however you say his name. They're bigger. We have to out-rebound them. We have to close out on their shooters, and we can't turn the ball over. Those are the 3 things. No, limit your turnovers, close out on their shooters, and Jayson Tatum has to take over in the third. Okay, the third and the fourth especially. Thank you guys so much for watching. I pray the Celtics win. I sell Celtics in 6. I'm gonna say the Heat are gonna win, but I'm praying the Celtics are in 7. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm out. Peace. Hey.